Does anyone want to recap the last part of Gobos?
Shit got fucked. I died.
Damn. Cringe.
Um, yeah, all that is completely what happened. Shit got fucked, people died, and cringe. Um, it ended with all of you being arrested inside the city of Kingsbridge after your guys' uh, attempt at whatever you tried to do in Sombre Fleur, which ended with a rot and a plague brought into Sombre Fleur. It has been 4 months since you guys have been arrested. Have since your guys have been arrested. Um, I should share the screen for this. Possibly. Um, it's been 4 months since you've been arrested. During that time, many people have become refugees from the city of Sombre Fleur and the neighboring villages from Sombre Fleur as the plague slowly spreads through the lands. People from the city of Juan and whatnot have also fled their hometown. Kingsbridge has taken on many refugees, spreading its resources thin. We enter the scene now inside of a holding cell where it has gotten quite crowded in here over the past few months. Uh, inside the holding cell is the camera kind of goes and views the goblin with a robotic eye and a doll in their hands. As what are you doing, Jinx?
Yes, yes. I'm on. Good idea. We'll say that as opening statement. Great plan. Yes, yes. The goblin is just talking to this doll.
Next to this
Oh.
goblin and doll is a catfolk tuxedo in nature. Um, Noir, you just see Jinx talking to the doll with what seems like cat hair on it, and kept calling it your dead friend.
Even after 4 months. Damn.
Um, but that's not it. Inside, there's some other recognizable figures. As one is a, all four of these other recognizable figures are all goblins. One has missing all four of their limbs and is propped up against the corner of the room, with another one
Oh.
who's helping them up. This goblin is missing their eyes. Seem to be gone.
Oh, that sucks.
With these other two goblins are the female goblin and one with weird thinning hair. And we know them as the Goblin Rangers. Or Phantom Limb, the one without limbs, Scooped, the one without eyes, Kremling, and the woman Wisp. Um, Close to them, or maybe further, is a new goblin. Gath, would you like to describe your new character?
Yes. So you see, sat in the corner, wearing the ragged prison robes they were handed, looking a little grumpy, is this goblin with that sits on a bench on their own, sort of with their hands in their head in their hands, very chiseled, Prince Charming esque features, and like shoulder length, fluffy blonde hair. is a goblin muttering to themselves something about needing to get out of here and needing to find her.
Uh, Next to you is the toilet, and for the past 3 days, you guys haven't been able to use it, as a kobold has been next to it this whole time. As you continue to mutter, this kobold turns to you with digging their hand in the toilet and pulling out what seems to be this lumpy, disgusting um, brown sludge, and goes, "You want some beans? They'll help."
The goblin sat on the edge, uh, sort of lets out this sigh and goes, "Ugh, bugger off."
Oh, but beans. Beans.
I could not think of anything less appealing.
Oh. I've been taking the beans from our trays and hiding them in this toilet. Just for a day like this. You've been muttering. Beans make me happy. Beans make you happy? He brings.
Sometimes when they're not pulled out of a toilet, yeah.
um. Sadly, you've been brought in here accidentally. It's been about 3 months since you've been in prison. Uh, Goblin, and you were thrown in the cell with these other
Like racists for racism reasons.
from these other four goblins that you appeared in town with. And throughout the past few months, you probably may or may not have talked to the other people here. Another goblin, uh, or this other cat folk. But you have noticed that the other goblin has talked to said doll a lot.
Mm. And
And
they would probably know that this person's name is Bob, or they go by Bob to most people.
oh yes, uh, a guard approaches your cell, a loud thwack on the bars as it echoes through. Uh, Mirthful Lights and Company.
Yes.
Uh, 10 minutes.
Yes.
Fucking disgusting. This guard looks at the lot of you with this sort of uh, look of disdain. And you all have been getting that while you have been serving this time waiting for your trial. 2 months ago, a fancy clad uh, dwarf came into your guys' cell and told you all something very simple. You all are going to be brought to the High Court to defend yourselves against the crimes you have committed. We don't know when it will happen, but it will be happening soon. But 2 months have gone by since that day.
I will say this. No, no, Noir has been like eerily quiet and only really seems to respond when when he's required to. Like it's eerily quiet for somebody like him who, affectionately speaking, never shuts the hell up.
Yeah. Even with that, the Goblin Rangers have definitely not been as rude to a lot of you either. But what do you guys do for the next 10 minutes before you guys are dragged to your court?
I assume no matter how much Bob protests, they're getting dragged along too.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Cool, 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 cool.
Jinx.
Yes.
I should note this is the first time that you've been addressed in months.
Yes.
Don't bring, don't bring Amon with you.
But Amon was there. Amon has to go.
I don't know how many times I have to explain this to you, but that's not Amon.
I'm pretty sure it is.
We have a snowball's chance in the depths. We have the snowball's chance in hell of actually getting through this damn trial. And you talking to a doll is not going to make anything better.
Pretty sure it will. Jinx is sure. Can I real quick ask about what was left on our person when we were thrown in this prison? Have we just been stripped naked and given rags, or are we wearing previously
Uh,
owned clothes as long as they're not armor?
you were allowed to wear your normal civvy clothing. Armor, weapons, things that can be used in that sort of way have been taken and stripped from you, with the exception of holy symbols. But there has been warning that if magic is used with said holy symbol, it shall be taken away. Um, that so you guys are unarmed.
Unarmed, but clothed in
Yes.
the explorer's clothes we would have had when we were arrested. Cool.
Yes.
Which means Bob is wearing a pair of sort of tan, loose-fitting trousers, a pair of foot wraps, and a red tunic with gold hemming that reads "Number One Dad" on it.
Yeah. Um,
And
so,
Boblin gets very defensive whenever someone tries to make his tunic dirty.
and this has been nothing but a dirty place. You know what? Roll me a luck roll. Roll me a flat d20. On a 10 or under, some of the beans were spilled on your tunic.
I can't remember what any of the commands are. /RD20.
Really quick, I think my favorite character so far, other than the players, is the Bean Boy, Bean Man.
The bean cover. That should have been me, not Jinx, that rolled that. For some reason, I'm in control of Jinx at the moment.
That's fine. Yeah, on your four, during the guard hitting the bars, the kobold has spilt some of their beans on your tunic. And they go, "I'll lick it up for you." And then they open their mouth, their maw, and with their lizard-like tongue start to like lap at the beans. Um,
I'm a prisoner. I am a prisoner. This is a prison. I am not allowed to punch him in the face.
yeah, You get a little chuckle from one of the goblin rangers in the back as they watch this scene play out. Um, the Wisp, the woman of the Goblin Rangers, approaches you and goes, I tried to explain. They would not have listened. I'm sorry that you have been caught up in all of this with us.
People are judgmental of goblins.
She takes a deep breath and nods her head. "10 minutes soon pass, and approaching the bars are a red-headed knight donned in green armor and another knight donned in black. The one in green unlocks the cell doors and says, "Lights and company, come with me. Your trial shall begin."
Yes.
Do you guys go with him?
Yes. Definitely.
Yeah.
Not particularly.
2 knights take you out. They put shackles on each of you. With the exception of Noir, your shackles are a collar, due to missing an arm. Um, uh,
Hello?
you guys are brought.
Sorry.
Sorry, no, it's okay. You guys are brought to a
Oh,
carriage. Huh?
I knocked my headphones out.
It's okay.
I'm calling back.
You guys are brought to a heavily guarded carriage. You can see that along your way to this carriage, another carriage is loaded up with Simmer, Clovis, Simmer and Clovis, as they were with you during the arrest, but held in separate cells. You guys are brought along. Tomatoes are thrown at these carriages as the splats of them break through the bars and hit you all. People boo in the streets, say horrendous things. You can hear people say murderers, demons, and things in other languages. You are brought to this, what seems like a cathedral from the outside. And coming in, you can feel the presence of magic surround you all. As you are taken down these long halls full of marble and fancy, like shining marble floors, decorated with what seems like the finest of silks. And you are brought into this room in which you see here. Inside this room, you are brought to the desk. Not enough chairs for all of you, so some of you have to stand, while some of the other goblins are holding on to the goblin with no limbs. In this room are many knights, but one or two the rest of you recognize. As in the corners, you can spot Young and a knight that was a rat folk knight. Uh, but besides that, there seems to be someone next to this table, not table, podium, which holds which has been etched into a dragon's skull. You are left here for a few minutes before someone says, sorry, you are left here for a few minutes as people gather into this room. Countless people are brought to these benches behind you. And one person actually approaches and sits towards the desk next to yours. Sort of in a hooded figure, casual like clothing, as they sit down. And after a few minutes, one of the attendants next to the podium goes, "All rise for the Honorable Maestro of the Courts, Cortini." And from the back, a tall drow walks in, dressed in lavish clothing. She seems to be around 7 feet tall, but that could just be from the heels. Shoulder pads. She definitely seems to come from high society. As she walks to the podium, and she looks around at everyone. "You may now all take your seats," she says.
Ince continues to stand because he is small goblin.
No, I think we're giving booster seats as goblins.
I'm not sitting on a booster seat.
Cortini looks over at the lot of you. She eyes all of you. And you guys get the feeling of, from her position, she is looking down on all.
Damn.
Even Clovis, being near you guys, tries not to meet her gaze. Mirthful Lights and Company, you are being held on trial today for the crimes you've committed against Kingsbridge. The list of crimes that you are being accused of are 35 counts of murder and over 80 counts of attempted murder from a derailment of the first ever locomotive. 30 accounts of those are from Kingsbridge itself, as the other 85 are from close allied nations. A coup on our closest ally Sombrefleur, as well as the assassination of Duke Gorian and his advisors Fingers and Luciella. During said coup on the Day of Remembrance, it is said that you all brought a plague to the land of Marlov. Other accounts are striking and killing Kingsbridge civilians, sneaking into Kingsbridge without going through proper channels, and avoiding arrest. If you are all found guilty of these charges, your sentence would lead to either life in prison to the death penalty. If found not guilty, you must still serve community service for avoiding arrest and not turning yourselves in. You may start now with your opening statements.
Yes. Would like to plead innocent to half of accusations.
Your Honor, I would like to reiterate, I am not a member of this group. I was not even aware that I was travelling alongside them when I entered Kingbridge. I came to Kingsbridge to search for my wife and kids, who I convinced to leave before the festival started. And I am merely in front of this jury, this court today, because I was a goblin in the company of other goblins.
Sounds suspicious. Must have known something was going to happen.
One of the Goblin Rangers speaks up and goes, "Yeah, I'm with them. I don't know these assholes."
Absolutely. Oh, no one knows me. Jeez.
And suddenly her voice raises and she goes, "Silence. It is up to others to decide now. You have been
Permission to
arrested."
speak, Your Honor.
Sir Sketch, you may. Now, please give your opening statement, Sketch, in just one moment, as I'll remind you, defendants, Mirthful Lights, Kingsbridge does not make mistakes, and if it does, this is where it will prove so. If this was merely a coincidence, and you were arrested through racism, this trial will prove it. If not, well, we shall see what happens. Sketch, you may make your opening statements.
The catfolk named Sketch stands up and proceeds to walk in front of the court and pace back and forth for a second before turning and eyeballing the defendants.
Your time is now started.
Your Honor, in front of us we have a very grim case of individuals who have not only committed very heinous crimes, but what I would like to say, something very brutal in which cannot be forgiven. The derailment of the very first train is such a sad thing to hear about. I think the biggest thing that I would bring in to that is they murdered over 35 counts of what I hear is noble. And there's 85 attempts of murder due to this derailment. But that being said, I would like to also throw in to the jurors who are lovely at listening and understanding what it's like to be a part of Kingbridge. These individuals weren't thinking of the consequences, it seems, of when they were doing such actions. I would like to rest my case at this moment to bring the floor to let them explain more of why they did what they did. The catfolk goes and sits down.
No. Things need to explain. Just misunderstanding.
Alright, Coutinho go. Defendants, you may now make your opening statements.
Train was bad. Train fell off tracks. Not our fault. Statement done.
Bob just puts their fucking head in their hands at their desk. They just mumble to themselves, I'm going to be fucking executed.
Quiet. Quiet, please. Quiet. Sorry, go ahead.
It's okay. It's not. Are you gonna add any more to Jinx's statement?
I will say, Noir has just this whole time, even while being pelted with tomatoes and even while being yelled at with obscenities, has still just looked like he feels absolutely nothing.
Cool. You are now in trial. Yeah. That has been the opening statements. I think this is gonna go fast. Cortini, once opening statements are done, Cortini then says, "Prosecutor, Sir Sketch,
Yes.
you may now present evidence against the defendants."
All right. He pulls out a briefcase, pops it open, pulls out a bunch of notes, and starts reading through these documents. Your Honor, in some of the paperwork I have here,
Not quiet.
due to the defendants,
I just said it was drywall.
Sorry about this.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It happens.
Your Honor, the paperwork I have in front of me about the defendant that was put on my desk this morning, it says that there was DNA found on a barricade stone linking to one of the goblins that is currently sitting at the cross section over here. I would like to bring that up. Also, the transferring of this plague could also be considered as dimensional terrorism amongst Kingbridge. I would like to bring this up as well.
Objection. What is DNA?
Are you serious?
Yes.
It is your genetic material.
What is genetic material?
It's what you're composed of.
Oh, yes, understood.
So my question is, Your Honor, which goblin was near a barricade stone during this incident?
Oh, me.
May I ask what you were doing with said stone?
Yes, closing door.
Okay. What door?
The door where the people trying to kill us were. Because train was not good train. Train was bad train.
That is very interesting. I would like to call upon a witness, Your Honor. Rodney, please come forward.
Rodney is in the room. Rodney, do you come up to the stand?
Rodney will come up to the stand.
Cool. You may go ahead and move Rodney to the stand unless you want me to.
Cool. Yeah, I'm tabbed in, I promise.
That's what they all say.
I actually am tabbed in. Where the fuck is Rodney? Rodney's there. But Rodney takes a seat at the stand, sort of sits very squarely, very politely, straight back, hands in lap, wearing their armoured uniform.
So, Rodney, I have a question. What did you witness on that tragic day that happened in such a brutal fashion?
Sorry, one sec. I just need to remember this was like fucking actually
It's all
months ago.
good.
Actually months ago. It might have almost been actually a real world year ago now.
Real world, it was closer to a year ago. In game, it was like 5 months ago, half a year ago.
Yes. I'm just trying to remember. No, because Rodney failed their perception check to see the people in the car. But they were told that they were looking for people matching that description. Well, upon entering the grisly scene, it was truly horrific. There was dismemberment all over the place. We were helping the wounded.
We'll take one off. That's one off.
We were helping the wounded out of the twisted wreckage, and we were taking count of the dead. I was there on a diplomatic mission from Kingsbridge, Knightsbridge, whichever one is this one.
Kingsbridge.
I was on a diplomatic from, I can't remember the name of the order Rodney's a part of.
The Round Table.
I was on a diplomatic mission from the Round Table, my first diplomatic mission since getting an official position. And upon entering the scene, I saw, the survivors were all making their way, and those survivors of the authorities who survived on the train did ask me to look for people matching the description of the cat and the half-dressed goblin. Points at Jinx.
Cross-examination question. What day?
It was, how long ago was it in game?
So, glad you
Oh,
asked.
no. Don't help. I know what day it was.
I know.
Rodney, to remember this, I'm gonna need you to roll.
I assume Rodney would know when they were, what's it called? Interred into the Round Table, and it was the first mission after that.
Unreliable witness.
Roll me a society check.
Cool. I think Rodney's mid at society. Oh no, society's actually one of Rodney's best stats. Still got a 19.
On a 19. Ooh. I'm gonna say that passes. That was. Let's see.
Temper purple.
Yeah.
Temper purple.
250
and the other
days
thing
into the campaign in game, but I do not have the calendar date to it.
Temper purple.
Temper purple.
Temper purple. It wasn't 200 days. It was 250 days since the first of blue.
Yeah. I have a weird. There we go.
You have this.
Someone's got a bit psychotic and written down every day.
I love it. The calendar.
Doing a court case. Spike down days.
If my reports serve me correct, it was the 10th of purple.
Cross-examination question.
Go ahead.
What was train carrying?
The train was carrying a large number of noble people.
Yes.
A large number of very expensive looking carriages.
Yes.
And some Rodney says this in a slightly, uncomfortable tone of voice. Livestock.
Wrong. Train was carrying slaves.
Which I believe, by Knightsbridge's laws, are considered livestock. Would that be correct, DM?
It is considered livestock. Slaves are still slaves, but when a slave is brought in from a nation that slaves are allowed, you would know that they are considered livestock, yes, for the purpose of Kingsbridge is able to look away from it.
And that's why Rodney says it very uncomfortably, because they don't very much like slaves. And well, in acting my duties of searching for the culprits, the bit that stands out to me the most was the only person I ever saw leaving the scene was a merchant's cart. That merchant's cart was carrying food and supplies, and I believe had... Rodney wouldn't know this. Yeah, Rodney wouldn't know this. Ignore that last, 4 words. Rodney wouldn't know that they were heading to Kingsbridge.
Yeah.
Yes. Carriage had slaves. Slaves that were illegally captured. Criminally captured. And slaves that were friends of Amon. And the goblin holds up a small doll. Tribe members. Family.
Excuse me, but is there a soul in that doll?
What?
A soul. The way you've been
What?
speaking.
Doll?
Yes.
This is Amon. They were also on train. What not important now? Would you fight to save family? Friends? Loved ones? I place stone in fight to save slaves.
Objection, Your Honor.
Cortini turns and looks at you, Sketch.
I agree with what the goblin is saying. You can fight for family. You can fight for honor and everything in between, but there were 35 counts of murder, and I have to say, is that worth fighting for at any point? There were people who died that didn't deserve. Sketch kind of looks down a little saddened, as if somebody he knew was on that train.
Yes, but lots of cat people slaves also on train. Tried to save them, did our best. Did right thing, good people. Also did not crash train. Bad driving crash train.
I rest my case from here. Sketch goes quiet, shuffles his papers as he seems a little choked up. So.
Well, Rodney, you may go back to your guard position.
Yes, and Rodney takes a very deep curtsy as they step off the podium.
Yeah. As you make your way back to the other knights, the knight in green, who was your master, your teacher, pats you on the shoulder. In a good job, Rodney. Defendants, would you like to call anyone to the council, to the podium? Do you have anything you'd like to say? Anyone you'd like to bring up?
Was anybody here on train?
roll me a d20.
Wait.
No.
Let me look at my list real quick.
Fine. I have no one to call.
Young, who is a knight in the corner, takes a step forward. I was on the train.
Yes. What was else on train?
Many civilians, innocent people.
Slaves.
That too. But as
And
was
what were
stated,
slaves?
the slaves were
Cat
slaves.
people. Tribals.
From the land,
Family.
from a different land, yes. But they all also died on said train, did they not?
Yes. But we did not crash train. We were trying to free slaves. And the train crashed on corner. Rock was used to barricade door so we could save slaves. Nothing to do with train crash. Train crash, all bad driving.
Cortini then speaks up and says, Avak, you all personally used, correct?
Yes, I used to block door. Not to do with train crash. Train crash, separate issue. Bad driving. How do we know no train would not have crashed anyway? First train.
So, the train turning the corner around the bend with too much sudden weight. That not anything to do with the rock?
What?
The boulder.
What?
It's not just a boulder, it's a rock.
Rock train corner? No, don't understand.
Arthur speaks up and says, it was around a bend that the train derailed. People were tossed about like rag dolls. I watched many in the cart I was in die. I tried to go and approach a gunshot I heard in a different cart nearby.
Bob is going to kind of lean over towards Noir and kind of go, You let this guy in charge? What? You got nothing else?
He blinks a couple of times, finally seeming to. Is that the road from that jump scare coffee commercial? What the fuck? Sorry, my computer screensaver just has the road that. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Noir blinks and then turns to look at you like he's finally back in reality. Honest. I didn't appoint him as leader. In fact, I was technically not even alive yet.
Yes. Technically, only person on train related to slaves, me. But did not crash train. Do not know how to drive trains. What?
He then gets that dazed look again. He seems completely and utterly defeated.
Yeah, Bob looks to the judge and goes, Your Honor, may I speak?
You may.
I have suddenly realised, as I'm sure many of you in this room have, this goblin is clearly not of sound mind. And I do not believe that the things they are saying about their intentions should be trusted. And I think that we should... Bob might know these words. I think I'm going to use the correct words here.
You may, because
Move to strike some of their statement from the record.
And which statements would you like to be struck from the record?
Preferably the ones about not knowing how to drive trains.
Your Honor, may I interject real quick?
Go on.
How would they know about driving a train?
Good point.
Like carriage, has invisible horse running in front.
I myself don't know much about the locomotive. I was invited to be on it, but I had other cases to do on the day of the maiden voyage. I was prosecuting some other criminals. Not prosecuting. I was I was a judge for a few cases. Sketch was there. Sketch, I'm assuming you were also sent an invitation to the train, if I'm not mistaken.
I was. However, my dear sister was.
She was a good person.
Yes.
Cortini.
The second. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, Cortini was just like kind of like give you a little head nod. Sketch.
The second that Sketch mentioned sister and losing them on the train, it just sort of sparks something in Noir's head that just snaps him out of his, like, depressed, well, not depressed, just blank stupor. You lost a sibling on that train?
Yes. She was only a child.
If I may make a statement, I apologize for my silence. I merely... That's it. I apologize for my silence.
Arthur, you may go back to your post unless anyone has other further questions for him.
I am good, Honor.
Defense?
I mean, if I may... Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
I was saying no. You
go. I don't believe it. I don't. Fuck. How do I make him say this without it sounding preachy? I have. It is difficult. It is difficult for me to It is difficult for me to defend. Not so loud, please. God. Okay. It is difficult for me to defend my case, as on the day of the locomotive crash, I wasn't even truly conscious. And it is also difficult for me to say much of anything, as I, in all honesty, cannot lie, not even if I tried to. My current existence is extremely and utterly befuddling. I was not the person who aborted that train was a different catfolk entirely, but they were killed. That was in character, by the way. That breath. It is difficult for me to explain without it sounding like madness, but on Saren Ray's light, I promise I'm not lying, and you would be able to tell if I was. She makes it rather clear whenever I am telling a lie. But the catfolk formerly known as Salem was the one who had boarded that ship. Meanwhile, I, Noir, was nothing more than a spirit wandering around her body. And due to an incident, she had been killed. And when I next woke up, I was in her spot in a completely separate body. There's no records of my name. There's no records of my birth. The day that train crashed, I wasn't even a real person.
Protect this person with all costs.
Pardon?
Me out of character or anything. Protect this character at all costs. There we go. No, I know how to speak words.
Any questions for witness? Salem? Noir?
That's not my name.
Yes, we're getting confused. Everyone kept talking about sisters.
The point in bringing all of this up is that it's truly hard for me to prosecute my case. Well, prosecute. It truly is hard for me to defend my case when I truly and truly was at the whims of a different cat. If you believe all of this to be sheer madness, then I do not blame you. I'm merely speaking the truth.
You may go back to your position, Arthur. Any other evidence? Anything you all would like to... Anyone else you would like to call to the stand? Defense?
No.
Do we even have anyone we could call?
Yeah.
That isn't also on trial.
Yeah.
Yes.
Jinx has a list.
Jinx has a list.
Would
We could call Jupiter, Fairborn, Quinley, Matthew, one of the helping hands, Lewis, Brutus, Remy, Demon Dice, Angia, Blah, or Simmer. But I think some of those people have died since.
And I think all of those people hate us.
No, Simmer doesn't hate us.
Could
Simmer's
call
on
on
trial
Simmer.
with you.
With us.
Simmer's here on trial with you. Simmer's on trial with you. You can't call Simmer. I mean, you can call him to the stand, but he's on trial.
Bob is Bob is going to look to the judge and ask them, Your Honor, was there any other guardsmen from Somblefera who made it to Kingsbridge and are within reach of this courthouse now?
Yes. Neapolitan. They've since joined the City Watch, since helping out the refugees from Sombrefleur.
Yes. I know it is a statistically small chance. Would Bob have ever worked alongside Neapolitan?
I will say, let's make this a check. Roll me. Roll me a warfare.
Oh, fuck yeah. Warfare law as 30.
You just passed. Yeah. While working in Sombrefleur, Neapolitan was at one point your captain for a little bit.
I wish to call Neapolitan to the stand.
Cortini waves her hand, and a little dove appears in her wave. The dove flaps twice before disappearing. Not even 3 minutes pass by as... Did I give him? I did. Neapolitan walks in and enters the stand. Bob?
Neapolitan, I could really do with your testimony here. Would Neapolitan have been explained the current trial going on?
Yes.
Cool. Bob looks to Neapolitan and with a look of very desperate eyes goes, "You remember me? We were on that deployment for 2 weeks around the lower cities, around the canal."
Yeah. I remember us, having to shoo away a talking dog.
Yeah, the one that kept trying to scam people out of their money for fake tours.
Yeah, that,
Joseph.
What brings, what,
Joseph.
why, why are you here?
Well, when after everything went down, I'm sure, like me, you got as many people out as possible.
Yes.
And I made my way to Kingsbridge, as you clearly did as well, but it seems like I arrived at the wrong moment and was entering the gate at the same time as these people, and gestures towards the Goblin Rangers. And the captain of the guard mistook me as one of their number, despite me wearing my uniform. I was mistaken for one of their numbers and thrown in here.
Oh. Roll me a diplomacy for Neapolitan.
Diplomacy. Come on, Neo, we're friends. We beat the shit out of that beggar together. We're friends. 27?
Yeah, on a 27, Neo goes, that's odd. Miss Lloyd. It's Lloyd. Sorry. Lord Cortini. I'm not used to the politics of here yet. But Lord Cortini, I can vouch on Bob. Bob is a stand-up individual. I personally have never seen Boblin ever work with the Goblin Rangers. And as he starts to say this, Kremling speaks up and goes, "Yeah, they have. Worked with us plenty of times. Even taking bribes from us.
Mm. Boblin is a smart person, but is Boblin able to keep their cool?
Ooh. That is a lower diplomacy check than yours. Silence, she says to Kremling. After the trial, I shall talk to the guard who arrested you. There will be a separate investigation for you, Boblin.
Thank you, Your Honour, and that is all I wish to call the witness forward for.
I thought Kingsbreak did not make mistakes. It seems like the whole trial is sham.
Yeah, and do not speak ill of the process. I will hold you again, another spoken word like that again, Jinx, and I will hold you to contempt of court. I'll hold you to contempt of court. That's Gabe's mistake, not Cortini's. Um, is there anyone else anyone would like to bring?
I do, Your Honor.
Go on.
Quincy.
Let's see if they are available. Once again, Cortini waves her hand. A dove appears and vanishes. Moments later, that's Quinn Lee. I almost grabbed the wrong person. Let me see, where is it? Did they even get a thing? I don't think they got one. Shit. A cobalt. Oh no, I just fucking misspelled their name. A cobalt comes in. She comes still dressed in what seems to be governmental garbs of sombre flair. And they come and sit at the podium. I have been called? Yes, you have.
Quincy,
Yes.
as I would like to actually ask you, what were your events that were taking place during the train wreck that killed not only many people, but I shall throw in there Sir Eric?
I hung in the front cars with the nobles. I spent a lot of time with Magnus Fairborn, talking and discussing things with him. I would occasionally see that one of the mayors in Ivar brought a pet along with them, or what she kept describing as a pet, which is Jinx. The goblin over there.
Jinx puts his hand up.
Eventually, Jinx left. And I stayed. I, as a diplomat of what used to be Sombre Fleur, have to make connections. So I talked with a few different people. I talked with others who have donated to help the train and looked to make deeper and further kinship with others. Because
Cross-examination question. So what you're saying is you didn't see anything happen?
I saw the helping hands leave, or the ones in our car. I heard gunshots before the train crashed. But at the crash, I passed out.
You saw nothing.
Well, I know you were there on the train.
Yes, I was on train. Have admitted was on train.
Yes.
Was not involved in train crash. Actually, as guilty as this person, points at Quincy. They were also on train and not involved in train crash. Why are we not trying them?
Your Honor, I feel that is very out of place in courtroom for
It is.
such act.
Jinx, one more time, and you'll be held to contempt. Do not have outbursts in this room.
I'm not 100% sure he even knows what that word means.
Contempt. It's like multiple tempts.
I'm sorry, that got me.
There is almost tears building up in this other goblin's eyes.
Pretty sure other goblin was not on the train. No witnesses have said they were on train. Also, cat person wasn't on train.
Quincy is the
Let's move
survivor
Anamon.
of the train, Your Honor.
I did some personal research after the fact when I woke up from my coma. I read in some reports that the train had too much frontal weight at a pivotal moment.
Sounds like bad train design.
Sorry. I had to laugh to that. Look, I have to speak out. Jinx and the Mirthful Lights are very dangerous. Each one over there who works with them, who is a part of them, each one is a dangerous individual.
Yes.
I didn't see it, but I truly would believe they caused that train crash. In some way or another, they destroyed my hometown. They killed hundreds, if not thousands already.
We are very strong, but I think we should move on to crimes we actually committed and not crimes we didn't commit, like train crashing. Next crime.
You all destroyed my home.
What's your home? Who are you?
She slams her hands
Have we
down.
met?
And as she's about to rush over to Jinx, almost an instant, the knight donned in black armor holds her back as she's being held like a kid trying to rush over to fight another kid, kicking their legs, screaming. I will not have this in my court. Lancelot, take her away. And Lancelot quickly brings her out of the courtroom.
Is Lancelot the knight in the black armor?
Yes.
Very cool. Love it.
Cortini looks over at you, Jinx. But then takes a deep breath. Anything else anyone like to bring up before we do closing statements?
I am all set,
Did
Your
not
Honor.
crash train.
Prosecutor, would you like to give your closing statement?
Ladies and gentlemen of the court, brothers and sisters, I would like to formally say that these people have caused a great deal of grief. Not only for me and my family, but for our lovely judge. What has happened on that train, no one will really know, except for the evidence that we have provided. And I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I can't anymore. My sister.
Cortini nods her head. And as you begin to tear up, you can find in your hand a tissue has appeared.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes. Do not know how train works. Therefore, not clever enough to crash train. Also have no magic powers, so could not fight the invisible horse-pulling train.
Is that your closing statement?
For us.
Would anyone else like to add?
Bob would like to stand up. Bob stands up and clears their throat and sort of says, while I vehemently deny association with this group, I feel as though it has come to light that the people that the group that stand before you here amongst me, unfortunately, are clearly merely a shell of the group that wrought such destruction on the landscape. Even if it was the same people that stood by that side, what's the other goblin that stands beside me, the one with the impolite outbursts?
Kremlo.
Kremling.
Oh, you.
Oh. Jinx.
Is clearly not of sound mind. The cat folk here, and gestures to Noir. Boblin would like to do a recall knowledge religion check to see if they can remember if that is actually a real tenet of Seren Ray not being able to lie. I, as a player, know it is. Boblin might not.
Roll a religion check. Beat a, let's say, 16.
That's doable. No, it's not. Why are my rolls secret? What have I done?
I don't know. I can see it.
I can't see it. It's just question marks for me.
It's go ahead, roll one more
7.
time.
I see your
I see the number, but it doesn't tell me why I'm adding to it.
A +2.
Yeah, I know. So Boblin doesn't really remember. Yes, that the catfolk to my left, if not lying is truly one of the tenets of Saren Ray, their description should be taken at face value, for if not, their god would have already wrought retribution. While I cannot speak for the marauders that stand behind me, and while the evidence presented for us crashing or them crashing the train is merely eyewitness testimony and speculation.
projection.
The disorganization of this group as they stand here clearly shows
Not competent enough to crash a train.
that they do not have the skill amongst them to wrought such destruction. While I am deeply saddened by the destruction of my home and the home of many of my compatriots in Sombrefleur, I have a moral duty to find my wife and children who I sent away the morning of. They were originally supposed to come here, but I have not managed to find them as I was interred in a cell. And for the respect for the laws of this land, I decided to not put up a fight and to submit to proper authorities. And I would just like that to be taken into consideration when judgment is being rendered. And that is all I wish to say, Your Honour. And then Boblin sits back down.
Cortini nods her head. If no other player would like to make any more statements, Cortini says the jurors may now head to the back to discuss the case.
Oh, are we going to get deafened so that we can't hear what they say?
You know what? That's a better idea than just muting. Yeah, you're right. Deafened. Server deafened for you.
You can undeafen us once our decision is made.
Yeah.
You might want to mute us as well. I don't know if you can hear us while we're deafened.
I can. Where's the last player? All right. Angel, you can sit here and listen in. I don't think you'll say anything.
Okay. No.
I know Anne had to take a break because she was getting really overwhelmed and overstimulated, but Alicia and Ollie, you two may now discuss the case. If Alicia is still here, I notice she is muted. Okay. You may discuss your case as characters or as yourselves, but you may begin to discuss the case.
I'm trying to wrap my head around all of this.
I'm not awake right now, and I'm trying to remember anything.
Shit.
Literally anything.
It's just the fact that James just kept saying that they couldn't drive the train. And I don't know, there's so much going on.
I'll pretend to be someone clueless who listened in. That way there's 3 people at the very least.
I'm sorry, did somebody's house get, like, damaged or something, and then somebody died, or was their
Oh.
property damaged, or
There was damage to a city.
Whole
They were
city.
saying- I mean, the news was saying that the Mirthful Lights were the ones who summoned the plague that is terrorizing the land. But a lot of the damage they
what's the
talked
plague
about-
doing? Like, it's a plague killing people?
The plague is it's a seemingly taking people over and corrupting them like a demonic possession. But the thing that
And then do they
also-
kill people?
Oh yes, yes, and corrupt more souls. I think it's something from hell or something. I don't know. But the thing a lot they were talking about in this court case was the train. I heard the Cobalt mention, or no, I heard the Night Young mention that. Oh no, it was the Cobalt. My bad. I heard the Cobalt mention the extra weight, something making it derail. I don't know. I don't know anything about the locomotives.
Is any of this real?
Very suspicious to me, if I'm being honest.
Is any of this real?
Do you okay, Gabe? You want me to give them a recap?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm
Okay.
an innocent bystander.
Okay, cool. So the recap is there was evidence of them putting a big rock on a train that has a weight capacity and possibly derailing it and killing a bunch of people, destroying a whole city, on top of possibly causing a plague outbreak. And there was also a bunch of noble people that were killed, including my character's sister and the home of the judge.
But the home being destroyed was from the plague, not from the derailment of the train.
Okay. I got that mixed up.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Different charges.
So they brought on a rock that caused it to derail?
Yeah.
Imagine a boulder, like a big ass boulder.
Why would they bring a boulder on a train?
I don't know. That's odd. Why would they? This whole trial seems fishy to me.
That's
I've
what
only read
I'm
the news.
thinking. It's suspicious. Can't wrap my head around.
What are you guys thinking of voting for?
You really want my honest opinion?
Yes?
What do you think? Ollie?
I feel like for the train bit, they feel kind of innocent to me. For the train, everything else, I don't know. I can't really think of anything else, but the train part, it feels really suspicious to me.
So you think... What about you, Alicia?
I'm not sure you want my answer.
I do.
Hot milky?
Hot milky?
Yeah.
Oh, not guilty. I thought you said hot milky.
Yeah, hot milky.
Oh.
Yeah, I also agree. Hot milky. I agree.
It's okay if you guys say not guilty.
No, I definitely think they're not guilty. It's too suspicious.
You know, it is odd. We were told, though, that the boulder did have DNA of the goblin Jinx.
That could have been planted.
Yeah.
Did you plant it?
Why? I wasn't on the train. I'm too... I was too broke to buy a ticket.
Yeah, my
couldn't
honest
afford one.
opinion, I think they're not guilty.
So on the account of the train, they're not guilty. I will agree.
Yeah.
But what about every other account? So they're not guilty of the several murders, but what about the rest of it? I mean, it didn't get discussed much, but
I was gonna say, what's the rest of it?
I mean,
There's a lot of train talk.
To be fair, Jinx did derail the whole court.
Jinx did a great job.
I love Jinx. I love Jinx so much.
uh, Jinx is great. So we're thinking just not guilty on all charges?
But wouldn't you have to like retry them if they actually? It doesn't matter. Just yes. Just yes.
I don't know. Yes, if they are guilty, but I mean, double jeopardy's a thing. They can't be charged twice. I mean, they're on trial for a coup, a plague, killing people from derailing a train.
What is that term called? Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. So which one of us is going to give the verdict? Tell them.
Ollie.
Oh. Okay.
All right. Well, I'm gonna unmute everyone and undeafen everyone.
In those days. But no, he has a thick Michael Caine
Oh,
accent.
we're back.
Hold on, I gotta get started. Yes.
My
The
name.
jurors
I'm Michael Caine. Michael Caine.
The jurors all come out. And one of them speaks up.
All right. We, the jury, find the defendants not guilty.
Holy shit. Really? What sway you? What Jinx word sway good? How the fuck did we convince you?
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Yes, as the jurors say that, Cortini bangs a tiny gavel.
Cortini.
What?
Routini is what the Jawas say in Star Wars.
I didn't notice that. Cortini
Routini.
bangs her gavel and she goes, "It is done." On the not guilty verdict, you all still have to serve community service to the Kingsbridge government.
What?
You guys are guilty from avoiding arrest from before. Regardless.
We're doing arrest for what?
Warrants.
What? Warrants for what?
Your arrest.
The thing
For
we're on
what?
the things we're on trial for.
Yes, but we were innocent.
Yes.
We did nothing wrong.
That doesn't stop the warrants and you all avoiding it.
Pretty sure it does. I think we should have another trial.
All right.
Boblin would like to cover Jinx's mouth with their hands.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll me an athletics check.
Just
Jinx up by this.
Okay, cool.
just kind of reaches over and just puts hand in front of Jinx's mouth. Thank you, Your Honor.
Do not leave the city of Kingsbridge. You will be contacted by someone else. I hope I never have to see any of you again. Dismissed. And she starts to walk away. And that is where this session will end.
What swayed you people? Why would